yesterday we have done one preparation, the preparation of ether from alcohols. Okay. Now, in that case, what we do, we take alcohol and to that we add concentrated sulfuric acid and we heat it at 413 Kelvin, by which two molecules of alcohol lose one molecule of water to form corresponding symmetrical ether. But what is the demerit of this reaction? The demerit of the reaction is, first of all, you cannot prepare any unsymmetrical ether. Okay, so demerit of yesterday is that demerit of preparation of ethers from alcohol. Demerit of preparation of ethers from alcohol by dehydration. Okay, now what is the demerit? Demerit is unsymmetrical ethers cannot be prepared. What is the second demerit? That secondary alcohols give ether as well as alkene. So, in that case, the yield of ether will be less. Third, tertiary alcohols do not produce ethers by this method, but give corresponding alkene. Please write down. This is a summary. Please write. Can you see my handwriting or should I bring the camera a little closer?
So it's fine.
So it's clear, sir.
Good, good. Thank you. Now one new gentleman is supposed to join today. His name is Joy. So John. So have you joined?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to this group.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and you can ask your friends. They are going to help you with the video of Hello Alkane.
Yeah.
And the notes and all these things which I have given to them, you can get. There are some person is there.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
And from your school, BK Bajoria's 2 students are there.
Yes, sir.
Two most, Bipasha and Estella. Finish writing?
Done,
Yes,
sir.
Okay. So now we'll go for the second method. We'll go for the second method. Okay. So that is called Williamson synthesis. By this method, both and symmetrical and unsymmetrical ethers can be made by the reaction of alkoxide. Alkoxide, I will write here now, OR1. Okay, I'll do little change more. As a reaction of sodium alkoxide, NaOR1, with halo alkane. So let me write here R2F. So how do you do it? NaOR1 and RF. Okay, so this is going to attack. You get this, and you get here now R1 O R2 plus NF. So now, dear, if R1 and R2 is same, then you get here symmetrical ether. And if R1 and R2 are not same, then you get here unsymmetrical ether. Please write. আসলে কি লেখাটা হয় না? হ্যাঁ, আসলে ওইটাই হয়। শিলংয়ের এটাই প্রবলেম, বাইরে গেলে কোনো প্রবলেম, যেই শিলংয়ে গেলে তোমার শুরু গেলে এই প্রবলেম। Okay. So now I'll do the mechanism of this one. So let us do the mechanism. So for that, let me take a reaction. Okay. So it is, say I have taken here CH3, CH2, Br, ethyl bromide. Ethyl bromide. And here I have taken sodium ethoxide. Okay. Now see, it will undergo nucleophilic substitution to give you CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3 plus Na here. So you get here diethyl ethyl. How does the reaction take place? See, mechanism is very easy. Don't get scared. See, this reaction follows SN2 substitution. You know very well, in SN2 substitution, the nucleophile attacks the substrate from back side. Why? Because front side it is, see here, front side, big, these groups are there, so nucleophile cannot approach from this side. Okay? So it has to come and attack from back side. So what is our nucleophile? This. So it is CH2, CH3, CH2. This is our nucleophile. So what will happen? This side is less obstructed because of the small hydrogen. So it is going for SN2 reaction, and SN2 reaction always involves a non-polar transition state. Okay, so now this, then you have here, sorry, this. All right. Then after that, bromide goes out and it remains here. So what you get now ultimately? You get here ultimately CH3, CH2, O, CH2, CH3, and Br minus. So this is the mechanism. Please write it. Please.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now, see, every reaction has some problem. Okay? So now, suppose I am to prepare unsymmetrical ether. Unsymmetrical. You see, here we have prepared symmetrical ether. But here you will see, as we have found the problem in alcohol, that secondary gives you a mixture of ether and alkane, and tertiary does not give you ether, is only alkene. Same problem is also there in Williamson synthesis. Okay, so I am going for making an unsymmetrical preparation of unsymmetrical ether. Try to understand, huh? Ether. See here. I want to prepare this. This is an unsymmetrical ether because both sets are not same. What is this? Ethyl methyl ether. Ethyl methyl ether. Okay. Now, see, this one I can make in two different ways. One, I can make this one by reacting sodium ethoxide and say methyl bromide. See, this will attack, Br will go. So this one will join with methyl. This one. What is the other one? Other one is this. CH3, CH2, Br and NaO, CH3. This. So this oxygen will attack this carbon and Br will go. So you will get the same thing. So we have two probabilities. Okay. So let's see that which will be better. So let me take the right hand one. Okay. So if I take the right hand one, see here in this case, CH3, CH2, Br. All right. Okay. See this. I don't know in my online classes how many of you are able to understand. So I'm very, very worried. And one more thing I found after my repeated request also, somehow most of you did not register your name. So after that, in my future classes, if you do not get this live this thing along with video, then in that case, please don't blame me. You are not taking it seriously. One person is helping me. I have to follow their institution rules, and I am not meeting you also directly. I told you to register. Okay. You have to register yourself and you have to deposit that money. I don't know why. See here. This will attack, and what you will get now? You will get here CH3, CH2O, CH3. Now, there is another possibility there. This reaction can undergo, see, alkoxide is a very strong basis, more basic than that of the hydroxide. So what it will happen now, see, this is alpha and this is beta. What will happen? This beta hydrogen will go and this one will go. And what you will get now here? In this case, see, you are getting alkene. So what you are going to get now? You will get ether as well as alkene because it is having beta hydrogen. Clear? Now I reverse the process. What is the process I am going to take now? I will take here methyl bromide and I will take here sodium ethoxide. Clear? Now, dear, in this case, only one reaction is possible because it does not contain any beta carbon. So, no beta hydrogen. So you are going to get here 100% ether. You'll get here 100% ether. Please write down. Then I will show you one more example. Then I will give you the statement. Please write. So what do you find? In that case, we will not follow this. We will follow this part. Right. Done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to make another one. This is from your book, and it might come in the exam also. It is I am to prepare see, this is tertiary butyl and this is methyl. Okay. So common name is tertiary butyl methyl ether. Okay. Tertiary butyl methyl ether. So now in this case, here also I have two options. That is I can take this is called sodium tertiary butoxide, and here I can take methyl bromide. Okay, I can take here methyl bromide. Second option is just opposite. I can take here sodium methoxide, and I can take here tertiary butyl bromide. Okay, so let me take this one. See here. So in that case, see, this is extremely crowded molecule. In that case, methoxide will not be able to approach this carbon. All such groups are there. Okay? So in that case, what we will do? because you have used the base, and bases are electron species, so they are nucleophile. So if it fails to act as a nucleophile, is going to act as a base. Say suppose you went somewhere to get a thing, then you have found initially you are very politely will request, and when you find that things are not being given to you, but it is being given to others, then you will get wild. Initially you will talk politely, later on you will quarrel. So here also, in that case, when sodium methoxide fails as a nucleophile because of the crowding, steric hindrance, then it's going to act as a base. Huh? But if I cannot do it, then I'm going to harm him. What will do now? See, it will take this one, this hydrogen will go to H plus, and what is going to happen? See here, you will get 100% alkene. See, you are going to get here methanol, and you will get here alkene. So, by this reaction, I cannot make this acetyl butyl ether. I cannot. Then if I go for the left hand side, then you'll find, see, look, I have taken here methane. There is no obstruction. All hydrogen and one bromine. What is going to happen? Is going to act as SN2. See, knockout. So here you are going to get 100% ether. See. So what is the moral of the story? See, wherever number of carbon is there will be obstruction. So if you want to make an unsymmetrical ether, ferroalkane should contain less carbon. Then only you will find more and more formation of ether will be there. Okay. First finish writing this one. Then after that, I will I write the rule is there. You will write it. Right. Please write. Hello, Damian. Damian, are you in the are you there in the meeting? Class? Damian? Hello? Damian? Daniel is there. Daniel? Hello? Hello? Daniel?
So I don't think you joined today.
Acha. What, you have some exam or what? Some test is there?
Yes, sir. We have test today.
Okay. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then please write. Right. In case of preparation of unsymmetrical ether, the halogen atom should be with that alkyl group which contains lesser number of carbon atoms, which contains lesser number of carbon atoms. All right, so this is the rule. Please remember. So when we have prepared ethyl methyl ether, we have taken methyl bromide. Me contains one carbon and ethyl contains two carbon. When we prepare tertiary butyl methyl ether, we did not take tertiary butyl bromide because it gives us alkene. We take sodium tertiary butoxide and methyl bromide. In that case, we get 100% ether. Please remember. Okay, this example is important for your exam. All right. Now, I'll do one more example. This is also important. That is also an unsymmetrical ether. Okay, but that contains aromatic as well as aliphatic group. See here. I am to prepare this. This is methyl phenyl ether. Okay, so it is methyl phenyl ether. But I told you it is most popularly known as anisole. What is this IUPAC name? Methoxybenzene. Methoxybenzene. So here also I have two options. What is the option? I'm going to take sodium phenoxide. Sodium phenoxide. And I can take here methyl bromide. Then I'll take opposite. So I'll take here bromobenzene. Okay? And I'll take here sodium methoxide. So which one will be used for his preparation? Let me take the right hand side. See here. In haloalkanes, I told you that whenever you take any haloalkane, it undergoes resonance. So let me write the resonance structure of bromobenzene. This. What exam you have in BSF today? What test? Which subject?
Sir, chemistry.
Ani. Which chapter?
Sir, the first 4 chapters and chapter 10 and 11.
What chapter?
So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 10 and 11.
Acha. Let me finish organic, then I'll take all those. After finishing organic, then I'll go to P block. Then I'll do. See here. This is the resonance structure of bromobenzene. So what did you find here? Let us see the bond order. See, this carbon bromine bond is here is 1, this is 2, this is 2, this is 2, this is 1. That is, if I can find an average, so 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 8. How many structures are there? 5. What is the bond order? 8 divided by 5, it comes to 1.6. Okay? So in that case, you'll find I can, by picture, I can draw it like this. That is this. See here, carbon bromine is having a partial double bond character. Because of that, this reaction will not go. Sodium methoxide cannot break this carbon bromine bond. So here, there is no chance of formation of ether. So anyway, write it. Then after that, we'll write the statement. Then I'll explain this. This is also important for your school exam and board exam. They'll ask you why it cannot be prepared from this. So you draw the resonance structure and you will simply write one line, sufficient, get full mark. Finished. Today you have done very less, but I know if you don't write it, then so you be from video is difficult to understand. You can know? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So now, please write that any soul cannot be prepared by the reaction of halobenzene, because you can take fluorobenzene also, bromobenzene also, hydrobenzene. So because of that, let us write halobenzene. Cannot be prepared from halobenzene as the, like this one, as the carbon halogen bond, right, like this. As the carbon halogen bond has partial double bond character. And does not undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. To form any sol. Right here. Next paragraph. Hence, any sol is prepared by the reaction of sodium phenoxide. Reaction of sodium phenoxide. Within bracket you write this structure. This one. Sodium phenoxide within bracket. And methyl halide. Methyl halide. Instead of bromine, you can take other also. Na? So you write methyl halide within this bracket. And methyl halide, this one. Okay. Then write demerit. That below. Demerits of Williamson synthesis. Right. Right. Primary ethers can be prepared by this method. While secondary ethers, while in the preparation of secondary ethers, some amount of alkenes are also formed. While in case of tertiary haloalkanes, only alkenes are obtained. Only alkenes are obtained. Then stop. Right. This is because This is because the elimination reaction competes over substitution reaction. Substitution reaction. Okay, then
Yes, sir.
now see here. In your book only two preparations are given. One is preparation from alcohols and second one is preparation from haloalkanes by Williamson synthesis method. But we have found in both the process it is difficult to prepare tertiary ethers, and if you want to prepare secondary ethers, along with that you have alkenes. But you do not want alkenes, na? You want everything in pure state. So for that, another method is there. Interestingly, this is missing from your book. Okay, then write the third method. Right. 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 All types of ethers, within bracket you write primary, secondary, and tertiary. Write 1 degree, 2 degree, like that. You need not write by spelling. 1 degree, 2 degree, and 3 degree. Close the bracket. Can be prepared efficiently by the reaction of haloalkanes with dry silver oxide. This is not being given in your book. So we'll write it. CH3, CH2, Br, this is primary. Silver valency is 1, oxygen is 2. So it is Ag2O. Okay, we'll write here now dry. And same thing. Okay. See what will happen now? The silver is going to combine with bromine and oxygen will join in between them. So what we are going to get now here? CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3 plus 2 Ag Br. See, this is primary. Okay. Now I have taken a secondary haloalkane. Okay, this is ethyl bromide. This is isopropyl. I told you no second carbon is isopropyl bromide, or its IPC name is 2-bromo. Okay. So similarly, I'll write here now Ag2O, Br, CH, CH3. So same thing is going to happen. Okay. This is called diethyl ethyl. Okay. Now see here what we are going to get. So 2 Ag Br. All right. This is a secondary ether. See, this carbon is secondary having 1 hydrogen. So secondary ether. What is the name? Di isopropyl ether. Okay. Now third, if I have taken here tertiary butyl bromide, and if I have taken silver oxide, so what you are going to get? Same thing, if you join only CH3, CH3, CH3. So you will get here di-tertiary butyl ether. Okay, so this is tertiary. It's called, its name is di-tertiary butyl ether. See, so beautifully you can prepare it. This method is little costly because of silver, but 100% ether you will get. You will not have any type of side product. Please write down.